Hi, I'm Dominic from Nerds of Color, and I'm here to talk with Tony Tost and Paul Walter Hauser about Americana, which is a movie that's coming out. I think it's a great movie. I think it's kind of a difficult movie in certain ways. I was wondering, I'm a big Poker Face fan, and there are similar themes. Like, could you clarify? Did you finish this movie and then on to work on Poker Face later, or?
Uh, Yeah, that's correct. I did. We've filmed this first, and then I did Poker Face afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Because there's similar themes of like there's a crime that goes wrong and there's sort of a comedy of errors with human feelings and stuff. Is there something that draws you to that kind of story particularly?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that, yeah, it's not a. I think there's a reason why I got hired to come in and help make Poker Face season two and show run it because there is a real genuine um, overlap, I think, with the sensibilities of Poker Face and Americana. Um, an infatuation with 1970s New Hollywood filmmaking, a desire to do kind of to take a popular, maybe populist genre, but kind of be lovingly irreverent about it and to play with it, and also to set a story in kind of a you know flyover pockets of America, overlooked and not necessarily being worried about aspirational lifestyles. Like I think there's a lot. Yeah, there's a kinship between the two.
Yeah, no, totally. And I was thinking one of the things I really like about this movie is a lot of characters who have sort of a humble start beginning place and they have a big dream, Americana. And one of those characters is Lefty. And I was going to ask Paul, like, how was it for you, like, doing a character that's like very like wide open, like my heart is in your hands kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I wear my heart on my sleeve in real life, and I've been rejected by many women in the past. Thankfully, it led to me meeting my wife, so no harm done there. But yeah, it was to me it was a very relatable character, and I really enjoyed playing it. And the speech was very important as far as like how does he say it? Why does he say it? Why does he say certain words? Like I couldn't shake the fact that he says, I have a strong back.
Hmm.
I was like, is he trying to say something deeper? Or is it that he, as a child, once heard like a good man has got to have a strong back? And because one person in his adolescence said that, it stuck with him, like I I think we all do that. So good writing is just very exciting to sink your teeth into and try to make those interesting choices because you are granted an interesting character.
Yeah, and it's beautifully written. And so I'd love to talk a bit about the other characters in the movie in the Dreams. So Sydney Sweeney plays Penny, right? And I think she's great in this. And did she always talk with a mild stutter or was that in the script, or did you come up with that?
Yeah, that was in the script. It was just try to, it's always interesting to me to give a character just a little bit of an obstacle to
Yeah.
overrun. And when I was a kid, there was a country singer named Mel Tillis who had a very pronounced stutter,
Oh, okay.
and it always touched me. Like as soon as he'd start singing, he'd sing very clear, but like his whole bearing would go from apologetic to kind of graceful
Hmm.
and the talking version of him and the singing version of him, like that duality of him containing both of those just always stuck with me from childhood. And so I guess I tapped into that. And I had kind of a little bit of a stammer when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and like a lot of these characters are like, very there's a lot of me in these different characters. And
Sure.
so that was also in the mix.
Yeah, no, it's really effective. And I was thinking, some other reviewer said this, but she's giving like some Sissy Spacek in this movie. Like you mentioned 70s and like Badlands and Carrie a little bit.
I mean that's
Were
the
was her name said that on set ever? Or I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I asked Sydney to watch Coal Miner's Daughter.
Oh, right.
And
That's the
Sissy Spacek's my favorite actress of all time.
yeah.
Uh, and then Sydney really responded to that movie and that performance as I think any sane person would.
Yeah.
And so then she kind of embraced it in terms of hair, I mean, in terms of the hair and the
Yeah. She
clothing.
looks a little bit like her too. And yeah.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. So that was definitely, I kind of present like in the same way with Paul, I asked Paul to see like Tender Mercies, right? There's something about
Oh, okay.
involves
Oh, okay.
decency there and simplicity
Okay.
that felt core to I try not to do too much of that, but just like
Right.
this was kind of floating in my head, if there's
Yeah.
something there to do it, but I'm not asking you to do an impersonation of it or anything like that.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course not. I mean, along those lines, I also love Halsey's character, and I'm a fan of her music. And so, did you have a template for her, or yeah? I think she's kind of a moral center in these like
I mean,
comedy
I
affairs, you
think
know.
there's a little bit less because like that character is kind of purposely modeling herself on kind of Joan Jett and this kind of
Oh, okay,
punk
okay, cool,
thing. And
Love
so
that.
there's a yeah.
right
Oh, it's
on.
just so cool. Like I love that the characters immediately evoke something like Joan Jett and Sissy Spacek. It's like that's kind of iconic when a character makes you feel that way.
No, it's totally iconic. Okay, if you're at the the closing night party and you're doing karaoke, what's your karaoke song to round out this experience,
How about you, Paul?
What's my karaoke song?
or your karaoke song generally that you like?
A go-to for me is "Don't Ask Me Why" by Billy Joel.
That's
Oh, wow.
excellent.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean my newest karaoke go-to is also a Billy Joel song, Only the Good Die Young.
Hmm.
Uh, only also a fan of George Strait's Amarillo by Morning. My wife and I do a very off-key duet of that. Yeah, so those are up there.
Good
great
stuff.
song.
All right. Well, I think it's a really interesting and funny movie, and uh, thanks very much for your work on it. And I say good luck with everything.
All right, thanks, Dominic.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life. Comics, movies, and TV. Yeah. Pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.